issue of territorialism, I'm the only one. And it's amazing how, I don't know why it is, but sometimes in Christianity we feel like we have to get our little group and then we have to guard our territory and we're the only ones doing it right. And I think to whatever degree that would be true of anybody involved in biblical counseling and or myself, that's a concern. That does not honor God and it doesn't help us grow. And there's certainly been plenty of that in the biblical counseling movement as well as any other movement in Christianity that I can mention. And we have to do things about that. I think also unfair caricatures. It's amazing how quickly we get into this fringe thinking, where as soon as we have a conversation, we run to the edge and talk about how we differ, instead of centered thinking. Hey, let's talk about all of our commonalities. Let's talk about the common ground. Let's talk about all the ways that we're the same. And then we'll move out and talk about the differences. And if that's not happening, then you end up with these unfair caricatures. And that's not going to help us advance. I think also just the issue of stagnation. I'm 48 years old. I got a ton to learn. And I need to learn. I need to learn from everybody on this panel. I need to learn from many of you. And I want to die learning. And I think if biblical counseling is characterized by being thankful for the foundation, shame on us if we diss the foundation. Yeah. And so we ought to be thankful for the foundation, but we also ought to be like the Apostle Paul. I've not yet attained. We have not arrived. And the older you get and the more things you have going on, the more pedestals you might be tempted to be put on, that's when the stagnation is going to take place. I hope biblical counseling is characterized by a group of humble people who realize we've got a long way to go and there's a lot that we can learn from one another, and Christ is most honored as we try to do that as humbly as possible.